Alright, so for this assignment I decided to look at something in technology called the Internet of Things. This is a really cool concept, fairly new, but basically there is no set definition to IoT because it's constantly evolving with the updates of technology and just how fast technology changes in today's world. But the main idea is that it connects everyday items to the internet and therefore connecting them all to each other. So every item that you have that can connect to the internet in your house or say in your office, they're all connected together and they all work together to basically optimize the way they're being used. Some current examples that are common in today's world are things like Alexa, so like smart speakers, Google Home, the Apple Home, smart TVs, smart refrigerators, smart watches, really anything that has smart in front of its name because it can connect to the internet, and once it connects to the internet, therefore it can be tracked and it pulls data and information from it and sends it into a place where it's stored, whether it's on the cloud or on the internet. One of the coolest applications that I've seen of IoT is the idea of smart cities. If you've ever seen the Disney movie about the smart house where the kids get trapped in the house, kind of that concept, but just not as bad, I guess. But basically, it's a new concept that's on the horizon, and it's really close to happening actually. And the idea is that you connect the infrastructure of the city and all the essential components of that city, and you connect them all through the internet. So things like stoplights, buildings, elevators, lights, sewers, security cameras, even the road. So the way this works is it works through something called sensors. So these sensors are placed in these stoplights, roads, sewers, and they basically constantly keep track of what's going on in whatever they're designated to track. And the thing that they're supposed to do is they're supposed to pull this information and identify problems before they become a problem. So say you have a sensor in the road and it starts to sense that road's starting to crack a little bit, and that could lead to a pothole, let's say. It'll notify the city before that happens, allowing them to save money and time and even injuries. Like I said, it's actually really close to happening. There's places in Europe where it's happening. I can't think off the top of my head which city it is, but it's a really cool idea. So how I found these open learning resources is I visited the book and read through the chapter just to kind of get a feeling about what it is I'm looking for and what these resources are meant to do. And then I visited each of the links that were provided on the Canvas page, and while visiting those I just kind of checked it out and saw what OER consists of, and then I just sort of explored the pages that were linked to those websites. And then another big thing I used was Google. That's where I found my best resource actually, so I'll get to talking about that in a second. The first resource I want to talk about is the Open Learning Initiative, or the OLI, from Carnegie Mellon. And so essentially this is an online resource that's put out by Carnegie Mellon that helps the higher education system respond to some of the biggest challenges of the last decade, from limited resources to compressed teacher-student interaction times. There's a student portal along with an instructor portal, which is pretty cool. You just sign up and get started, and there are parts of it that are free. So that's just like the independent learning, or you can elect to pay to actually have an instructor along with that course. The next one I saw was Advanced Algorithms, and so this is a really high level course, but it's kind of essential to the IoT. And it's a course that's taught by a professor from MIT regarding advanced algorithms and how or why they're important for technology. It's a very extensive course, very encompassing course, and like I said, extremely high level. It also has the MIT name attached to it, so one would have to assume that it's of pretty high quality when it comes to technology. And it comes with readings, lecture notes, a calendar, and assignments, all accumulating in an exam. The next course I saw was CS408, Advanced Artificial Intelligence, which to me seems really cool and something that maybe I would do if I had enough free time for this, but it looks like takes a pretty big chunk of time, but it's an open and free resource put out from Saylor Academy on Saylor.org. Full course that looks at the big issues of AI and then breaks them down into 6 smaller units. It's very comprehensive from what I was able to tell. And then there's also an exam that's proctored, which is pretty cool at the end of the course. My number 1 resource, though, we'll go back to it. It's Carnegie Mellon. And I will try and follow this link to pull up the website so I can further explain it to you guys. But let's see. Alright, yeah, so here's the link. Like you can see here, you can go check out all the courses that they have. They have some pretty cool courses. If you're an educator, you can come on here and look at the things that are relevant to the educators, also with students. Obviously I'm on the Learn More part, but we'll just go to the home page. So the home page kind of tells you what it's all about. It's face-to-face class, online or hybrid. It's evidence-based learning, science, improve student outcomes from nonprofit higher ed. So there's obviously the student portal, some big news and events from it, research. So let's go to the educator and we'll go to Teach with OLI. See what's going on here. So with this one, it just kind of gives an overview. So you can search all the courses. There are some that cost a little bit. You can create your own. There's also research opportunities. So this kind of goes into why you should choose OLI. Better prepared students, insights in student learning, and iterative course improvement. So it also has some research that's proven some of the results that they've had, which is pretty cool. And like I said, you can create an account, and you can even create your own courses, which I think is pretty cool. But overall, that's everything that I found, and it's a pretty cool concept. So thanks.